Pull the hammer, Mock. That's what I'm saying. Pull it.
What? Pull the hammer.
I did. Pull the hammer, Mock. Yep, she did. She pulled it. Good morning, everybody.
It has been pullified.
Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Greetings to all.
Yes.
And to all, a greeting.
A good morning to you.
All right, so we're going to have a show today, and we're going to start it off with a story that was kind of circulating around yesterday, and I wasn't paying that much attention to it. Perhaps I should have. Maybe it's like a bigger deal than I was making it out to be. But the Louvre got robbed, which is kind of a big deal, admittedly. Like, I was like, ooh, I wonder if it was like Ocean's 11 type of heist. You know what I mean?
Danny Ocean and his gang.
Turns out it was not. It was very low. It did not require all kind of, it skill. Just was, it was like people broke in and
nobody was hot.
No. It sounds like it was very normal. Like they were able to get in and make off with stuff that they shouldn't have been able to do so easily. And then things started to make sense because, as Benny Johnson pointed out, it was all about DEI. Back in 2021, the Louvre hired a woman because they wanted to feminize recruitment to key posts at the museum. And so they had these women as head of security. And this was not a good thing to do. You never hire people to feminize or diversify or do any of those stupid words. You hire them because they're effective at their job.
Right.
And this woman clearly was not.
No.
So she looks manly, but she is not, in fact, a man. And I don't think she had the chops to deal with a very simple burglary. So
obviously not. They were in and out in 7 minutes is what I read. And it was just like smash and grab kind of thing. Like, where was everybody? That's why I thought immediately, I'm like, it has to be an inside job. Okay, well, if it's not, then she totally failed. Where was security? Oh my God. And then
I saw the crown that was was left in a gutter somewhere, broken. Like a freaking crown filled with jewels that was owned by Napoleon. Are you serious?
I know, what the hell? And then, of course, my kids, because our kids were over last night and they were like, oh my God, they were looking at pictures of when the last time they went to the Louvre. And she was like, look at this. And we saw the Mona Lisa and this and that. And I'm like, so somebody just walked in there and just stole a bunch of shit.
And like, people just during the day, while there were people there looking at things.
Total fail. Absolute fail.
You don't get failure than that. Failure? You don't get failure.
You get more faily than that.
I mean, that's crazy. Okay, that is freaking crazy. All right, so that happened. Moving on, we need to talk about, there's a guy that follows us and we follow him too. His name is Florida Dad. And he often has very similar reactions to TMZ that Donald Trump, he just pardoned George Santos. We talked about that yesterday. Mm-hmm. There's a rumor that he intends to commute the sentence of Diddy, which is like the dumbest possible thing he could do ever.
Nope.
And so Florida Dad said, Trump does something great. Trump does something dumb. Rinse, wash, repeat. And that's how it is.
Okay, but are we sure he's doing, because it's TMZ, you guys. This is TMZ. All right. I don't take TMZ seriously. They were the ones that were cheering when Charlie Kirk died.
True. And it maybe it's a horrible, terrible, baseless rumor. I'm hoping that that's the case, but there is no reason for this to happen. Zero reason.
Yeah. I mean, the guy's a complete loser. He should have got more time, did he?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we'll see what happens with that. And then currently in progress, you're going to start seeing this become the newest story, the newest reason the Democrats and liberals are super outraged right now. Construction has begun on the ballroom that Trump is adding to the east wing of the White House. We've been talking about this forever. He is using donor money and his own money to finance this amazingly gorgeous new ballroom that will be used for generations and generations to come. And this is what the Democrats have decided to have an absolute fit about now. And this reaction is just one of many similar reactions. So this person said, that is a historical building. Pictures are coming out of the demo happening now in advance of it being built. And Diddy says, and that MFer just tore it apart. The East Wing facade was built in 1902. No president has ever demolished part of the White House for their own personal gain. And don't even try to say that's not what this is. It's also possibly illegal.
Oh my God.
Get that bastard son of a bitch criminal out of the damn White House. This is what people on the left are freaking out about now.
Of course they are. Of course they're freaking out about this. Did we expect anything more from them, honestly?
I just kind of thought that, like, when the news broke that he was going to build the ballroom, that would be when the freak out was. But now it's like they're seeing it happen and they're all of a sudden like, oh my God, panic, you know?
Yeah, they're lunatics. It doesn't matter. Even if he does any, like, remember when I think he did like the flags on the White House lawn?
Yeah.
And they're like, but we hate flags.
Right.
Okay, whatever. At this point, I'm like, whatever. Anything he does, they do the opposite.
Yeah. They hate whatever he does, even
right.
if what he's doing is ultimately going to be a net benefit. And this is not for himself. This is not for personal gain. He's going to live there 3 more years and that's it. Right. So this is not about personal gain. I don't know how people can make that claim.
I have total liberal fatigue at this point.
Yeah. Well, and you should. Already. Here's some facts if you want to read these for people. This is what has happened at the White House.
A lot of fake outrage over construction of the big, beautiful, and privately funded White House ballroom. Fact, presidents have been renovating and expanding the White House for more than 100 years. In 1902, President Theodore Roosevelt built the West Wing. In 1909, President William Howard Taft added the first Oval Office during a West Wing expansion. In 1933, President Franklin D. Roosevelt added a second floor to the West Wing. In 1934, he relocated the Oval Office to its current spot, completed the East Wing, and built an indoor swimming pool. That sounds delightful. In 1948, President Harry Truman began completely gutting and rebuilding the White House interior, preserving only the exterior walls. In 1970, President Nixon converted FDR's pool into the press briefing room. In 1973, he added a bowling alley in the basement. Also sounds cool as crap. In 2009, President Obama upgraded the tennis court into a full basketball court. Now, in 2025, President Trump has broken ground on a grand ballroom, modernizing the wing while privately funding, and he's privately funding the project.
But everybody needs to calm down.
There's the difference. Everybody else used taxpayer money, but not him, you know, and they're like, get him out of the GD White House. F you.
I mean, the outrage is so stupid at this point. It's so predictable and stupid. And
it is. It's like every other president does something to the White House. He does it, and it's, oh my God, it's illegal. No, actually, people busting over the border, that's illegal. That's what's illegal. Good Lord.
Exactly. You guys, if you are a person who is thinking about shedding a few pounds, perhaps in advance of the New Year's resolution timeframe, there is assistance that you may want to check out.
Yep. You know, you've tried them all, you guys, all the diets, like all the weird ways to lose weight, juice cleanses. I did the raw food diet for a year, like back in the day. Cabbage soup. You remember when everything was low fat? Remember Snackwell cookies? Everything was low fat. Remember?
Yeah, and then remember like the fat-free Doritos, the Wow chips.
Yes, and then they made you crap your pants. Yeah. It's called weight cycling, when you go back and forth and you lose and you gain, you lose and you gain. And if you do that a lot, you're at risk for all sorts of really bad things like diabetes and liver damage and heart attack and stroke. And you don't want to do that. So just maybe think about trying lean, because it was created by doctors. It doesn't require a prescription. It's all natural. It's an oral supplement. It's not a GLP injectable thing, but there is science to back it up. And it has ingredients that helps you like maintain healthy blood sugar. It controls your appetite, and it helps burn fat into energy. So it's good stuff. If you want to lose meaningful weight and then keep it off, add it to your diet and exercise. You can get 20% off when you enter code CHICKS at takelean.com. That's takelean.com, code CHICKS. Do it. And it was Olestra. That's what it was. Olestra.
Oh, yes. Yes,
Remember?
that's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gross.
The wow chips.
Wow chips.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm on the toilet. Wow.
Wow, I have explosive diarrhea. Wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's get to a little world affairs, because Trump spoke about world affairs while he was hosting the Australian Prime Minister at the White House yesterday. And he was asked about Hamas and the fact that they have reneged on their ceasefire, and which means that Israel has fought back and there's all this turmoil, and Gazans are getting shot by Hamas, public execution style. And Trump is measured but very firm in terms of how he plans to go about fixing this problem. Here is a little bit of what he said.
First time ever, we made a deal with Hamas that, they're going to be very good, they're going to behave, they're going to be nice, and if they're not, we're going to go and we're going to eradicate them if we have to. They'll be eradicated, and they know that. So they went in. And I don't believe it was the leadership, but they had some rebellion in there among themselves, and they killed some people, a lot of people. But this is a violent group. You probably noticed over the last 100 years, this is a very violent group of people.
Yeah.
And they got very rambunctious, and they did things that they shouldn't be doing. And if they keep doing it, then we're going to go in and straighten it out, and it'll happen very quickly and pretty violently, unfortunately.
Yeah. FAFO.
That's fairly clear. However, people are always like, what do you mean by the we? Like, are we sending troops? What do you mean when you say we? And so once again, he entertained that question, and here was the response.
Yeah, just following up on that question, when you say we are going to eradicate Hamas, who is we? Does that include American boots on the ground?
No, it won't be on the ground at all. We don't need to, because we have many countries, as you know, signed on to this deal. The way I view it, 59 countries, and unanimous. There's never been, nobody ever believed this. Countries that 4 months ago didn't like each other, and now they're all aligned together. I mean, we've had countries calling me when they saw some of the killing with Hamas, saying, we'd love to go in and take care of the situation ourselves. In addition, you have Israel would go in 2 minutes if I asked him to go in. I could tell him, go in and take care of it. But right now, we haven't said that. We're going to give it a little chance, and hopefully there will be a little less violence. But right now, they're violent people. Hamas has been very violent.
I love that. He was just like, I could tell Israel to go in there in 2 minutes and they would do it. And meanwhile, all the Candaces and everybody is like, Israel runs the United States.
Yeah, he's like, Trump is Netanyahu's bitch. Really?
Right.
Really, though?
Don't think that's the case.
Exactly.
At all.
Mm-hmm.
At all.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of world affairs, there was a reporter, I've never seen this woman before, I don't know where she's from, who was very, she was bold in asking her question to Donald Trump about, he's the leader of the free world. Why doesn't he just finish this Ukraine war? Like, that's a thing. And so she sounded like a complete idiot. And he also
recognized
told her, yes, he recognized
Uh-huh.
that she sounded like an idiot.
Yeah.
And this is how that went.
And you have within your power, you're the most powerful man on earth. Why don't you just enable Ukraine to finish this war tomorrow?
Well, if you knew anything about what you were talking about, you'd be able. You do.
And
I don't think you do, really.
They
I don't
just
think
need
you
the
do,
weapons.
because it's a little more complicated than that. But it sounds easy. We're in the process of trying to make a deal. If we make a deal, that's great. If we don't make a deal, it'll be a lot of people are going to be paying a big price.
Why can't you just wave your wand and do it, Jane? You ignorant slut.
I mean,
Why do you ask? Why? Why do they allow these people to even ask questions? They're the
So
dumbest.
how embarrassing. And she's like, no, I do know what I'm talking about. And he's like, no, I don't think you do. You don't just say, I'm going to end this war now. Poof.
It's like
That's not how it works.
A Kardashian made her way into the press room. Just stop it. Ah.
There was also, as always, whenever there's a Q&A with President Trump, something hilarious always happens. And that moment came when apparently he was informed by a reporter that there was an Australian ambassador of some sort that had said mean things about him. And did he have a response to that? And hilarity ensued.
Even things the ambassador said about you in the past, the Australian ambassador?
I don't know anything about him. I mean, if he said bad, then maybe he'll like to apologize. I really don't know. Did an ambassador say something bad about him? Don't tell me. I don't. Where is he? Is he still working for you?
Yeah.
You said bad?
Before I took this position, Mr. President.
I don't like you either. I don't, and I probably never will. Go ahead.
Oh my God, I love it. There's like a placard, like a plate in front of it that just says the president.
Right. In case there's any confusion about
in case
that.
People don't know who Trump is.
I just love that he was like, who is that? Does he even work for you? And it's like, it's me. I'm over here. And I did it before I was in this position.
Homer Simpson going to the bushes. Oh my God.
Can you imagine being that guy?
Yeah.
Like, how mortifying.
It is pretty it's mortifying.
Oh my gosh. Also, we talked about yesterday how I don't know if it was I think it was the Secret Service that found that weird hunting stand, like that had a direct line of sight to the Palm Beach airport where Trump usually deplanes Air Force One. Dan Bongino was on Fox yesterday to talk about that and basically like what's going to happen now with that investigation of it. Here he is.
I was on the phone yesterday back and forth with the D2, the deputy director over at the Secret Service, Matt Quinn, great guy. They were very concerned. Their security sweep discovered this hunting stand. The director Kash Patel was directly involved right away. I'm on the email chain with him. He ordered an immediate response. I believe we had our plane flown down there. This hunting stand was appropriately dismantled, it's being flown to our lab. I believe it's there right now. And all of the forensic tools we have, from digital tools to biometric tools, they are all going to be applied to try to find out who put this up there and why.
Mr. Deputy Director, big picture here, the snipers have become a problem. The first assassination attempt against the president, the assassination of Charlie Kirk, the attempted assassination of our ICE officers, that's the new tool now. They're attacking from the top.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a new tool. It's an old tool that may be used more often by folks who realize that there's some tactical advantage to distance and cover. The Secret Service has had to make a lot of modifications, Lawrence, given that this tool was obviously used or attempted to be used multiple times. They've expanded their security perimeter, how they do. I'm very close friends with the director over there and the deputy director, and some of those modifications have been made. And I think you saw the modifications with the discovery of this hunting stand set up in the tree outside of West Palm Beach. But yeah, there's no room. This is a zero-fail mission, Lawrence. No time for a BS here. It's zero fail. You can't have a mistake here. It's just not. I haven't been a Secret Service agent and now an FBI agent and with the NYPD. I can tell you, this is one of those missions where there's no do-overs.
I'm glad they found.
It'll be interesting to see like what happens when they get the forensics back.
Mm-hmm.
Like what?
And you know, who knows? Like maybe it's something that's been there for absolutely ever and it's 100% innocent. But
Right.
I'm glad that they're doing all of the investigating because Trump is obviously got a target on him.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He is totally a target.
Yeah. And I don't, there's more. I mean, I keep seeing all the videos from the No Kings protests of people that are just, they're shameless about saying how much they hope he dies.
Yep.
It's disgusting.
Yep. We are not the same.
Yeah, really, we're not. Really, we're not. Let's talk about dogs for a second because everybody should use coat defense products
It's
for their
true.
dogs.
You're showing the bomb. We like the bomb. The preventative powder is a go-to in our house because the dogs, all of our dogs get like a little bit of a sprinkle pretty much most days in our house. Theo's the main one because he likes to flirt with skunks. This is what he does. But it's also useful for humans, you guys, because it was originally made as a human deodorant and a dry shampoo, and it has a bunch of natural chemical-free ingredients that basically gets rid of odor is the whole. And then with dogs, it makes their coats really soft. It's just no bath. You don't need to, bathe them as much. But I started using it on our dogs like once, twice a week for allergies. And then I realized it's also good for stuff like teenager athletic sneakers. Pro tip. Yeah. Because it doesn't let yeast and bacteria thrive. It kills it. So it's great. So for dogs, less scratching, fewer meds. For athletic teens with stinky shoes, that means my car and my house doesn't have to smell like feet anymore, which is a total win. So it's human tested and dog approved. You guys should try this stuff. It's Coat Defense Daily Preventative Powder at coatdefense.com. You can get 15% off for you and your dogs and your teenagers with stinky feet with code CHICKS at checkout. That's coatdefense.com, code CHICKS for 15% off. Do it.
Do it. Do it. All right. It is time once again to share a clip of our favorite little sinus infection guy from this administration, Kevin Hassett. He always sounds sick, and I just love him because he's such a happy little sick man.
Yeah.
And so he was talking about the fact, this was yesterday morning when he was on the news talking about the possibility of maybe there being some cracks in the solid Senate Democrat hold against the shutdown right now. So we are still in shutdown. This is day 21, I believe. And I don't see any sign, because they voted yesterday again, and Democrats are still being Democrats.
12 times. So, this is the 12th time, I think, they've voted.
It's ridiculous.
It is stupid.
So I don't know why Kevin, I mean, obviously Kevin is way more connected than I am, and he would know. So maybe later this week, maybe we'll see some cracks. But anyway, here he is talking about the shutdown.
First of all, the president has been very active throughout this process, but it's also his position that this is a thing that the Senate needs to work out. A lot of our friends in the Senate have said that it was just bad optics for Democrats to open the government before the No Kings rally, and that now there's a shot that this week things will come together and very quickly the moderate Democrats will move forward and get us an open government, at which point we could negotiate whatever policies they want to negotiate with regular order. Now, I was very pleased to see that my friend Senator Shaheen from New Hampshire, a very sound-minded Democrat, came out and supported opening the government on Friday. So it means that there's sort of cracks in the Schumer armor. I think the Schumer shutdown is likely to end sometime this week. But I can tell you that if the story that we've been basically hearing from moderates that, look, we just can't do it in front of the No Kings rally, if that ends up not being true, then I think that the White House is going to have to look very closely, along with Russ Vought, at stronger measures that we could take to bring him to the table.
So they need 5, right? They need 5 Democrat senators. Is that what it is? I think to pass.
I thought it was
bill.
like 7. Maybe
Is
I'm
it
wrong.
7? Okay. I don't know if because people have caved, or I say on their side people have caved. I thought that they needed 5 more, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't, because I think they had 3, but I don't even know if those 3 have been consistently voting to open the government. So I've lost track of the numbers at this point. But I guess according to The Hill, there's people that really want to get the government open, but they're afraid of their base. Like, they're afraid of all these people that were at the No Kings protest. They're afraid. And it's just so freaking stupid. Even if the number is true that it was 7 million people that protested, and that's unlikely. It was probably maybe 2 or 3 million. It's a lot. But when you look at the entire voting population, it's not. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's not that many.
So Democrats are being held hostage by their constituents, and then in turn, they're holding the American people hostage.
Make it make sense, right?
Right?
It's so
insane.
Stupid. It is so stupid. Doesn't he just always sound like he has a cold?
He does. I want to give him some Afrin and some Claritin and be like, you okay? All right.
But I think that might just be his voice.
Yeah, it could be.
It could be.
Or maybe he has a deviated septum or something. We just don't know it. And we're making fun of him, and we're terrible people. So here we are.
Mike Johnson, of course, has been speaking out about every day of the shutdown. He always has something to say, and he had a couple things to say on the shutdown. Here is the first clip, and then he also made note of the protests that happened over the weekend. But here he is on the shutdown.
Front. On the other side, Democrats can't even agree amongst themselves. You got different subgroups among them. You've got a few reasonable Democrats who know shutdowns hurt the people, and they've already voted for our bill. They want to keep the government open. Then you've got others desperate to prop up the failures of Obamacare with no reforms whatsoever to make the the program more affordable. That's what we're fighting for. And you've got AOC calling for her own negotiations on live TV. And you've got Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries still unable to articulate what it is they need to reopen the government. It illustrates the point once again. This was never about a solution. It was about creating an issue. Now that Democrats have had their protest and publicity stunts, I just pray that they come to their senses and end this shutdown and reopen the government this week. Republicans are waiting. The American people are waiting, and we are ready to act.
They're just perpetual obstructionists. This is all they want to do. It's just cause problems. And I cannot believe the American people as a whole cannot see that. These people just want to like do the opposite of whatever it is that Trump wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's obvious at this point.
Yeah, and what's crazy, I saw this somewhere online, and I was just like, whoa, this CR that they're trying to get the vote on to reopen the government only opens it through like a few weeks into November. It's like the 18th or the 21st or something like that. And then all of this has to be gone through again.
Oh my God.
So this is the most, and the longer it goes, it's literally voting for 4 weeks. You know what I mean? This is crazy that this is only going to last through mid to late November. And I saw that yesterday and I was like, I cannot believe everybody is so stupid. This is so stupid. Just open the government and then hash out all of your healthcare bullshit. Trump wants to do it. The Republicans want to do it too. But they need to fix what you broke with Obamacare,
but that's
Democrats.
They don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. They just want to be obstructionists. That's all they want to do. They just want to get in the way, and then they want to try to play victim. This is such classic liberal playbook bullshit. This is what they do.
It's so typical.
And there are so many people in this country that fall for it because they too feel like we're so victimized by this. But then there are a lot of us that still have brains that are looking at it going, they're holding America hijacked because it's like they're just wanting to get, I guess they're pissed off that their team didn't win.
Yeah, that's all it is.
That's all it is.
Mm-hmm. And they're mad that their signature healthcare program has been such a colossal fail. And so, but I mean, it has been. Everything that is wrong with Obamacare, the skyrocketing premiums that they're so worried about when the subsidies go away, it is their fault. I mean, like, how do they, I don't even understand how people don't understand that.
Well, it's kind of like immigration. It's their fault that a bunch of illegals came in and then they play victim when we try to clean up the problem. Somehow they're victims.
Yeah. They're victims of their own making.
Right.
Johnson also spoke about the No Kings protest, and here he is on that.
Politics. The politics were on full display. The politics, the spectacle is what the mobs, the crowds, the rallies this week were all about. It was quite ironic, though. The irony was very glaring. They called it the No Kings rally. But the great irony, of course, that we pointed out over and over was if President Trump was a king, the government would be open.
Right.
If President Trump was a king, he would have closed the national parks and the national mall, so they couldn't have had the rally out here.
That was a great point.
He's absolutely right. The whole notion that you think there's a king is absurd because you're able to protest.
Mm-hmm.
It's unreal. These people just can't see it.
It's
such a brat.
Yeah. Can you imagine if he would have shut down the mall and made there not be any place for them to protest? And oh my God,
would have exploded. But see, he's not going to do that because he's not a king.
Exactly. So, guess who was on The View yesterday? It was you, Bernie.
What do you got? Whore. Such a whore in your sweatshirt.
So he was in rare form. I got to say, Sarah Haynes caught him in a moment, and it was sort of spectacular. They were talking about the shutdown, and she was lamenting about the fact that the military, so many people are not being paid who should be paid, Border Patrol, etc. And so they were talking about this possibility of Congress people not getting paid during shutdowns. And Bernie had to concede that she was making a valid point. He at first tried to defend, well, there's some people in Congress that can't afford it.
They can't afford it. They can't afford it. They can't afford it. It's kind of like that. He shakes his finger. It makes it that much better.
So here is the little back and forth between him and Sarah.
It's easier for the politicians in D.C. to go away from each other and say, we will win this way, while people are losing their paychecks. If Congress just said, we're not going to take our paychecks till we figure this out, that would be a noble step in the right direction.
I think that's not everybody can afford to do. You got some young people there with kids.
There. Neither can the people that aren't getting paid, though.
I think that's a fair point. I think that's a fair point.
Bernie, it's a fair point.
Maybe you should sell one of your 3 homes and help them out, Bern. I mean, since you're so philanthropic, you're so benevolent, you're that guy that's always like, help everybody out. At some point, you've made enough money. Millionaires.
He doesn't mean help them with his own money.
Oh, that's right. Help them with our money. What a schmuck. These people are such phonies. They're absolute hypocrites. He's like, we got people that are trying to support their families. Really, Bernie? Really?
What do you think the consequences of a shutdown? You absolute idiot. Oh my gosh.
I swear.
They also talked to him about these recent indictments that have happened, James Comey, Letitia James, etc. And he obviously is going to feign so much outrage about how different this kind of weaponization of the Justice Department is. It's totally different than what was happening with Donald Trump. Don't you see how different that is?
Totally
and it's so over the top, but Whoopi at the end of it is like, you just have to come back on our show. I mean, it's so important that you come back. Like, they were so impressed by what he said, which it was. You guys watch this.
Trump let George Santos out of jail. At the same time, though, that he's going after folks like James Comey and Letitia James.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling about this, what I think most Americans see as an unequal display of judicial accountability and the weaponizing of government?
And he just happened to pardon. Well, was it over 1,000 people who tried to overthrow the United States government?
January 6th.
All right. And meanwhile, in an unprecedented way, and this is scary stuff, he is going after the Attorney General of the state of New York because she did her job. Going after a sitting United States senator, going after the former head of the FBI. That is not what America is about. We disagree with each other, that's fine, but we don't throw our opponents in jail.
Oh my God, dude. Are you kidding? You just said that out loud.
You just have to come back some more. You just have to come back again.
He just said that out loud. We don't throw our opponents. Really? Because you did that. You wanted to do that. And then you tried to kill him. Make it make sense, you guys.
These people are absolutely out of control.
Right. It's all projection, all gaslighting. It's nuts. Absolutely. And Letitia James, she said that out loud. That was like her main goal, is she wanted to politicize everything. It was war. It was like political warfare. That was her job. That was her mission. It's just unreal, isn't it?
And there's just no self-awareness, none. It's like they forget that we remember these things, that we can go back and see what they said. They just forget that we can do that.
And J6, to bring that up, let's talk about your friend Nancy and what she did and did not do that day, Bernie. Because I know this administration is going to find out. I have hope that they're going to find out in the next couple of years. We're going to see some heads roll. And I hope it includes Liz Cheney and that crybaby that were on the committee. Cannot stand those people. Cannot stand.
Well, I hope that it's true what sinus infection Hassett said about, maybe some chinks in the armor of the Schumer shutdown. Because, if it is true, and if all the people that are wavering, if there are people that are wavering, if they watch CNN, they would have heard yesterday Harry Anton, the data guy, talking about how or if this shutdown has impacted Trump and his approval rating. And the answer, sneak peek, is no.
About Donald Trump shutdowns, net approval rating, we're talking 20 days into it. In 2018/2019, Donald Trump's net approval rating was already falling. The shutdown was eating into his popular support. It was down 3 points already at this particular point and would fall considerably more. It was very much on the decline. You come over to this side of the screen, this shutdown hasn't eaten into Donald Trump's support at all. His net approval rating is actually up a point in terms of his popular support. So the bottom line is this: the first shutdown during Trump's first term, 2018-2019, was hurting Donald Trump. This one is not hurting him at all. There's no real reason Donald Trump might say, at least when it comes to popular support, I want to get out of the shutdown.
What about the question of blame?
Yeah, okay. What about the question of blame? Okay, you see here, you see Donald Trump's net approval rating was down 2018 to 2019. You talk about 2025 as net approval rating is up. It comes down to the blame game, a game I loved to play when I was younger. Blame Trump for the shutdown, a great deal. In 2018/2019, 61%, more than 3 in 5 Americans blame Trump a great deal for that particular shutdown. You come over to this side of the screen, look at this. It's a different world. It's a different world. 48% of Americans blame Trump a great deal for this particular shutdown. So it's more than 3 in 5 back in 2018/2019. It's less than half, a drop of 13 points. Again, it's no real wonder that Donald Trump at this point, looking at the shutdown, says, you know what, it's not actually harming me politically, in large part because he's getting less of the blame.
Because people have lived through the past however many years. We've watched what's happened. We've watched the weaponization of government. We've watched what Bernie says has not happened, you know, well, what it's happened, but it's happened on our side. We've watched him just get beaten up and just pummeled at time after time after time. And it's not his fault. This isn't his fault. He's trying to actually solve some problems. He didn't have to do this. He didn't have to run again. He got in, we put him there. We want him to solve problems. And Democrats are getting in the way of that. It's starting to piss people off. Like it's starting to the point where it's like, you know what? We pay the bills, do your freaking jobs and let him solve the problems that we elected him to do. Get out of his way. Good Lord.
Yeah. Yeah. It's almost, it would be unbelievable if it weren't so par for the course for Democrats, but of course it is par for the course for Democrats.
It's so frustrating. It really is. They only want to protect criminals, illegals. I repeat myself, and people who they don't give a shit about the hardworking American taxpayer. They don't. They say they do, but they don't. If they did, then they would just do this.
It's all politics.
It's a clean CR. Just do it.
Politics.
Right.
I know that we're coming up. I think it's November 1st that is considered the start of open enrollment for Medicare. And so if you are on a Medicare plan right now, you will have to like re-enroll. And it's probably a good time to think about maybe switching to a plan that makes the most sense for you and your family. And Chapter can help you do that.
Yeah, the Chapter's awesome because a lot of people, millions of people end up stuck with Medicare plans that they don't understand, that cost too much, they don't cover enough, they vanish from year to year. I mean, I'm petrified of that whole process. And so when the time comes, I will be calling Chapter. They have a phone number, you guys. It's 442-3-CHICKS. You can get a super fast, pressure-free Medicare review. It doesn't cost anything. They're all on salary. They're just there to help you, which we love this sponsor so much because people need help with this stuff. It's way too confusing. It's so stupid, but they will help you sort through it. It's not fun to do. They will make it quick and easy. And they usually do it in less than 20 minutes on the phone. So definitely give them a call if you're in that age range, and we're getting there where you're having to do this, or if you're facing this right now, it's too important to risk. And there's just, because we have moms that have this, and you just do not want to be stuck with something that doesn't help you or work for you. So call Chapter today at 442-3-CHICKS and get a super fast, pressure-free Medicare review. That's 442-3-CHICKS. Okay.
Do it. All right. So just one more. I know we talked about this a little bit yesterday, the Jay Jones thing, the fact that his campaign brought in like $500,000 additional dollars after the debate, which he completely bombed. He sounded like an idiot in that debate. And yet, just as we said, Democrats are always going to defend the indefensible. And here's a perfect example. Tim Kaine was asked directly, do you think that Jay Jones should drop out of this race? And these Democrats have no standards. So here is what Tim Kaine said.
Senator, should Jay Jones drop out of this race?
No, he shouldn't, Kristen. Those texts, private texts with a colleague, cannot be defended. They cannot be defended. But Jay Jones has apologized earnestly. The Republicans knew about these texts for years. They waited until the ballot was printed. And they waited until hundreds of thousands of people had already voted beginning on September 19th. The voters will make up their mind about these texts. The voters have to grapple with that. I've known Jay Jones for 25 years. I think this single text exchange that he had with a colleague was very out of character for him. And that's why I continue to support him.
Well, let me ask you this, Senator, because a lot of people look at this and I think they ask the question, if this were a Republican, would you be calling for him to drop out of the race?
Absolutely not. But no, we're not calling for Republicans to drop out of races. We do say apologize.
No.
You have to take account for your actions, and voters can look at the actions and look at your sincerity if you apologize.
They don't they don't ask him to drop out of races. They just try to kill him.
Or jail them. That's all.
Hey,
it's so
that's what they
different, don't you see?
It's totally different. Oh my God. And it was what he's mad about the timing. He was mad about the timing on it. He's like, I mean, Republicans waited to put all this out there like right before, like right around the time where is there a good time or a bad time to like show the world that he's a complete loon? There's never and he's like, I've known him 25 years. Well, then that speaks volumes about you.
Exactly. He was almost vice president, remember?
Oh my God. Again, another bullet just completely dodged.
Yeah, for real.
So many bullets.
I'm hoping that Esty has seen this video, this recent video of Kamala talking about hope. You know how Kamala likes to feel like she's saying something really profound, even though she usually isn't. Usually it's just a big fat word salad. And I think her favorite is when she thinks that she's inspiring her audience in some way, which she never is. But this is a little bit from, this is like deep thoughts from Kamala Harris about the topic of hope.
Hope is an interesting thing. It's something that is ours to have, but it can't be taken from us. We can't let our hope be taken from us. It's something that comes from inside of us that we have. And when we look around and see each other and we know that this fight is worth it, that gives me hope.
Yeah, deep thoughts brought to you by Scotch. Lots of Scotch,
She's
you
so
guys.
ridiculous. Oh my God.
She's backstage like kicking him back, going, one more.
I want Esty to do that, like to do her impersonation of Kamala of that moment specifically.
It's hope, you guys. We all have it inside of us.
It's ours to have.
Nobody can take it from you. Nobody can take it. What? People buy the stuff. People buy her book.
Yeah, and they think that she should have been president.
I just can't. We are not the same.
Also yesterday, we talked about this woman that was at the All Kings protest as a car was driving by and there, excuse me, there was a guy holding a Charlie Kirk as a hero flag and she was responding to it and she did the whole motion of getting shot in the neck. Real classy woman. We told you yesterday that this was an elementary school teacher. There's been a lot of pushback on the school in Chicago to fire her. And there was a made up screenshot that was going around yesterday. So I just wanted to make sure that people don't think that she has been fired, because as of yesterday, this screenshot from Nathan Hale Elementary School was circulating saying, you know, we've talked to her, like she's being disciplined, whatever. It's fake. It's not real. And there have been no updates by the school. So she is still employed and teaching elementary school kids.
That's fantastic.
That woman. My God.
Yeah. And if they do talk to her, she gets like paid leave. So we have to pay for this chick to like, God, I just cannot. This is an educator of young children. Who, by the way, I guarantee you at least half of her classroom have parents who are conservatives.
Right.
So how does she feel about that? How does she feel about those kids? Does she give those kids the same level of respect as the liberal kids? I say liberal kids. They're not anything yet, but you know what I mean? Their parents are liberals. How does she treat those kids?
Yeah.
Honestly, if she knew that a kid was like a kid of a MAGA, person, what do you think she'd do? Just based on this garbage, she is a vile, disgusting human being. She has no business being around children, no business being around kids.
I saw like a different angle video because what we showed yesterday was like almost looked like it was from the car, right? That it was getting her straight on. But there was another angle from behind her that was also posted, and it turns out her husband posted it. Like, look at what, I'm so proud of my wife. Look at what she did.
Yeah.
Dude.
Okay.
Oh my God. Which I guess makes sense. I mean, like the horrible people find each other, right?
Yeah, I guess. I wonder what he looks like.
Yeah.
God help us. I don't want to see it. Don't show it.
I don't want to see that either.
Not look at that. Yeah.
Also, yesterday, I genuinely did not think that this story would last beyond yesterday. But the story of Harry Sisson losing his mind, that President Trump posted that AI video of him in a fighter jet dumping piles of shit onto Harry Sisson and other protesters. He cannot get over this, you guys. He is still freaking out about it, and he went on the Don Lemon show to complain some more.
Yeah, I think this is actually bigger than me. You know, I know that this video was attacking me, but there were also millions of Americans that were also displayed in that video, also getting attacked by the president of the United States. So he's attacking me in a petty, gross, disgusting way. But I think the more concerning story here is that, you know, I think this is his genuine feelings toward peaceful protest, that if he could, he would attack in some way, shape, or form the people who dissent. So I don't think that this is actually it's just about me or like the gross attack. I think this is a broader, more concerning story surrounding the Trump admin.
I just can't with this. For years, these people have been calling us racist, fascists, and Nazis. And he's complaining about a shit meme. Grow up. Grow up, kid. I swear to God. It's like, we're tougher. We're tougher because of the things that these people have done to us, which I got to say, a lot of it's defamatory, but we take it. We take the hits and we're just like, whatever. This kid is a grade A, you know what? Like, I won't say the word because this is a family show, right? But that kid is a wuss. He is a wuss. If there ever is a civil war, I am 54 years old. I have osteoporosis. I could take kids like him.
Oh, God, yeah. I would love to see that.
Me too. Because of the way that he is. They are constant victims. Like, you can't even see, again, with the whole not being able to have any self-awareness whatsoever. These people have literally called us Nazis and racists since you and I have started.
Oh, yeah.
Being chicks on the right. Since 2009, we've been doing this for almost 18 years. We've been called racist and also transphobe, everything. Every name in the book we've been called. The C word, everything. We could give you a list of everything we've been called. And this kid is pissed off about a meme. Get
so
over it.
Typical, right? I loved what Zeke Arkham said. He said, so leftists can make fun of a man being publicly assassinated, can openly wish death on MAGA, can physically attack us, can wish death on children, but if a sitting president shares a video where he drops poop on them, that's crossing a line.
Exactly.
Got it.
And they can't see it.
No,
like,
they can't.
They are so weak, you guys. They're just so weak. At this point,
it's incredible.
Like, there's a part of me that feels a little sorry for them. I mean, a little bit, not a lot. Just that kid,
tiny bit.
His parents, everybody in his life have done a huge disservice to that boy.
Well, unfortunately, the mainstream media is contributing to the outrage, right? So the more they're asking questions of everybody. How do you feel about this inappropriate AI video that President Trump tweeted? Mike Johnson was asked to give a statement about this ridiculous poop video, and he handled it very, very nicely, as Mike always does.
That the President of the United States over the weekend released a video of him pooping on the American people.
The president uses social media to make the point. You can argue he's probably the most effective person who's ever used social media for that. He is using satire to make a point. He is not calling for the murder of his political opponent.
Yeah.
And that's what these people are doing. I mean, in one of these photos, I think there's a picture of the president hanging in effigy by a noose on one of these, the one on the far end. I mean, it's unconscionable. Look, America is built on the idea of free speech. You have the right to protest. Of course, we jealously guard that. I mean, Chip and I are attorneys. We've defended that right in the courts. But what they're doing right now is different. They are trying to incite violence. It's not funny. You don't mock a president who has already had 2 failed assassination attempts on his life. This is not a game.
Right.
And the idea that communists would be supporting this is unconscionable to us.
They don't just try to incite violence. They are violent.
Yeah.
They are. And then Harry turns around and he's like, oh my God, there's a poop team. I'm the victim. No, you're not. You're not the victim. Seriously, grow up. You're just a child.
Yeah.
Like somebody needs to tell this kid to grow up.
He won't. Because this is what they know is victimization. This is like what the Democrats are based on, is being oppressed, being victimized in some way. This is just their standard MO.
Keep cashing your checks from the DNC, dude.
Batya Ungar-Sargon also talked about this, and in a way that is so characteristically insightful. She's just the way that she puts things.
She's lovely.
Right. She's like next level. I just love her. And so here is her take on the now infamous poop video.
White boomers have the right to have a mass therapy session about the fact that Donald Trump won. But to call it a no kings protest, to act like he is a king is so utterly preposterous. This is a man who won the popular vote. He won every swing state. He is a person who is enacting the exact agenda he promised he was going to enact while he was campaigning. And so what they are actually protesting is the absolute perfection of American democracy, where a person campaigned on an agenda, won the popular vote, and is now enacting that agenda. So it was actually a protest of democracy, all of which is to say the only way to greet such a preposterous proposition, calling this a no kings rally when it's actually an anti-democracy rally, is to crap on it. I'm sorry, is to basically make fun of it. And I think that that has been the Trump administration's approach. They didn't try to stop it, God forbid, because he's not a king. They allowed them to have their say. They allowed them to go out there, and then they made fun of them.
How do you make,
look,
how do you respond to her argument?
Yeah, first off, it was the largest protest, I believe.
They just cannot deal. Right. She's like, they're going to crap on it because it's worthy of mockery. That's the point.
It's totally worthy of it. And they just can't see it. God bless them. God bless them.
Well, and Caitlin Collins, of course, very upset, as you might expect, about this video. And she had on some bitchy lady that Scott Jennings often spars with. And then obviously Scott Jennings. And so she asked Scott Jennings, she asked him, what was even the point of this video?
Oh my God.
And he answered her.
Well, yeah, he was making a point. I mean,
point?
why shouldn't the president? Why shouldn't the president use a made-up video to respond to a rally that has a made-up reason? I mean, it's a non-existent reason. We don't have a monarchy in this country. We have a presidency won by Donald Trump, who won the popular vote, who won the Electoral College, who won all the swing states. We have a democracy. People voted, and they elected the president, and the only thing they're mad about is that he is lawfully executing the office of the presidency and enforcing laws that have been on the books for a long time. So he made up a video. They made up a reason to have a rally. And I think it was kind of funny, to be honest with you.
The chick in the red light.
I know, she's so mad.
She's so mad. It's like, get over it. They're the punchline now,
Yeah.
They can't see it, and they are the punchline, it's kind of weird to watch, because forever, even like from a culture perspective, they had the upper hand. And we're starting to get the upper hand. Because they don't know how to meme. They have no sense of humor. They're just victimized. Like self-victimized wusses.
Mm-hmm.
And they're pathetic.
And so they get outraged at the dumbest stuff, and then the stuff that everybody should unitedly be outraged about, death threats, celebrating assassinations. They're like, what? This is fine.
Yeah. And they're going on shows going, oh my God, I cannot believe he did this. You tried to kill him, you called us Nazis and fascists and all this stuff for years. Take all the seats. Shut up. You're the joke now.
So the reason for my name today is because the music that video was set to was Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins. Mm-hmm. And he, unfortunately, is mad about his song being used. So I will say he's not mean about it, but he is saying, I don't want my song used for this purpose. You can read what he wrote in his little statement to Variety.
Kenny Loggins slams Donald Trump for using Danger Zone in an AI video where Trump drops feces on No Kings protesters. This is an unauthorized use of my performance. Nobody asked me for my permission, which I could have denied, and I request that my recording on this video is removed immediately. I can't imagine why anybody would want their music used or associated with something created with the sole purpose of dividing us. Too many people are trying to tear us apart, and we need to find ways to come together. We're all Americans. We're all patriotic. There's no us and them. That's not who we are. Nor is it what it should be. It's all of us. We're in this together. And it is my hope that we can embrace music as a way of celebrating, uniting each and every one of us. Yeah, the problem is that I feel like this is virtue signaling, and he sold his catalog to Primary Wave Publishing in 2018. So he doesn't own this music anymore. It's not his.
Suck it, Kenny.
It's not his music. And not only do they own the rights, they own his name. They own the likeness for all marketing. You sold out. You took a check. You don't get an opinion in this. So suck it. Honestly.
I know. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Like, you don't get to say they have to request my permission. No, that's not how this works. Somebody needs
not if you sold it.
He sold it all. He sold it all.
Yeah. Then he can suck it.
Yeah.
You were mentioning about how the left can't meme, and it's so true. And they also, they get so pearl clutchy over the way that this administration responds to the members of the media sometimes, because they have utter contempt for them, rightly so. It is utterly warranted contempt that this administration has for the media. They've been treated like absolute garbage by the media. And so they shouldn't be surprised when this administration doesn't want to instantly give them exactly what they want and the kind of access that they want. Case in point, there's a reporter for the HuffPo who reached out to Karoline Leavitt, and it did not go well for him. So he apparently, there was this talk about where Putin and Zelensky might meet up, and it was Budapest. He wanted to know, who came up with that idea, who picked Budapest, and Karoline's response was, "Your mom did."
Oh my.
And I just cannot. I love that so much.
God.
So then they wrote a piece about how inappropriate and immature, blah, 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 it is for Karoline to say it's your mom.
Yeah.
So Karoline responded to that. And she gave the backstory about how all of this came to be. She said, for context, this guy from the Huffington Post is not a journalist interested in the facts. He's a left-wing hack who has consistently attacked President Trump for years and constantly bombards my phone with Democrat talking points. Just take a look at his feed. It reads like an anti-Trump personal diary. Here is my full response to his quote-unquote inquiry. Activists who masquerade as reporters do a disservice to the profession. And then she posted a screenshot of their text exchange.
Oh my God.
I will be him, you be her. Okay. So he said, is the president aware of the significance of Budapest? In 1994, Russia promised in Budapest not to invade Ukraine if it gave up the nuclear weapons it inherited when the Soviet Union dissolved. Does he not see why Ukraine might object to that site? Who suggested Budapest? Thanks.
Your mom did.
Is this funny to you?
It's funny to me that you actually consider yourself a journalist. You are a far left hack nobody takes seriously, including your colleagues in the media. They just don't tell you that to your face. Stop texting me your disingenuous, biased, and bullshit questions. I am in love with her. I'm in love with her.
I know. I know.
She's the GOAT, you guys.
She's the best. Absolutely the best. No question. And this is what, when you say they can't meme, they just don't understand that they are being mocked constantly because of how ridiculous they are.
They're just, it's at the point, it is complete insanity at this point. It's ridiculosity. Mm-hmm. They're just caricatures of people at this point. And we're making fun of it. They can't see it. It's like they're in a skit. And we're all watching them and they're just like, what? We're the victims though, right? No, you're actually like just performers on a stage and we're making fun of you because you're not real people.
And then when they do try to meme, it's such a colossal fail. They'll post the fat-faced JD Vance and think, ooh, we really got him. Meanwhile, JD's like retweeting it all over the place.
We all love this fat JD Vance.
It's just the greatest.
Or the kittens. Remember the kittens? It's like, it's not. They're so bad at it. They don't know how to do it.
Oh my God. So Democrats are losing a talking point when it comes to prices because there's significant progress in terms of prices. In fact, one of the things that we saw yesterday is that egg prices, that's a long-standing thing that Democrats love to point to, the price of eggs. Those prices have collapsed 86%.
Look at that.
Since the beginning of March. That's amazing.
Look at that. You're
not going to hear Democrats talk about that.
And we're not even at his first year yet. Because they were like, this needs to happen immediately in his first 2 days. Remember? Now, look, we're coming into like the first year and things are going down. Look at that.
Look at that. And it's not just eggs. The gas prices are about to go under $3 per gallon for the first time, like since I can remember. Here is a little report about the gas prices.
Now, AAA toll local 4 Michigan drivers are now paying an average of $2.79 per gallon for regular unleaded, which is a new 2025 low. This price is 41 cents less than this time last month and 49 cents less than this time last year. And as you can imagine, drivers are loving these low prices.
$120. Great. Yeah, a lot better than last year, that's for sure.
I wonder what it is. I wonder what it is in California.
Am I frozen?
In America.
You were.
Was I frozen? Yeah, because all of a sudden I couldn't stop the videos.
Yeah,
that was
you were.
Weird. Okay,
for a little
I think
bit.
I'm fixed.
Yeah, I wonder what gas prices are in California.
Well, I think I heard that they were going to be approaching $8. So California is in a world on its own, man. That place is freaking whack.
Escaped. $5 gas. She who laughs said 5. I wonder. That's probably
what is the grand?
I'm sorry, I don't know why that keeps happening.
No, that's okay. It's probably just not every part of California, but even $5 gas is insane.
Insane. I mean, beyond insane. That's just unacceptable. And just a quick flashback video of Jennifer Granholm. Remember, she was Biden's energy department secretary or whatever. And she's awful. I mean, she's just an awful person. So there was this interview, and I remember that we played this, back in the day when it was news, because she was asked, what can this administration, what can you do as the Secretary of Energy about oil production? And this is what she said.
Plan to increase oil production in America.
Oh my God, that is hilarious. Would that I had the magic wand on this. As you know, of course, oil is a global market. It is controlled by a cartel. That cartel is called OPEC, and they made a decision yesterday that they were not going to increase beyond what they were already planning.
Oh my God. So what you do is you produce more oil.
Yeah.
And that's what Trump has done.
Maybe we shouldn't have had her in charge of that. And we could have picked somebody that knew what the hell they were doing. The fact that she was laughing at the American people with that question, she's like, no, we have no control. Yeah, we actually do have some control over it. So maybe quit laughing.
Yeah.
God, what a
horrible
loon.
Horrible woman. Horrible woman.
God.
I was reluctant to include this in the show. I didn't yesterday because I just couldn't. I told you in pre-show, I was just like, I just can't. I can't even do it. I just
Candace,
can't.
you guys, everybody sit down, get a drink.
No, I mean, we'll just do this very quickly because it's just a tweet. We're not going to play any Candace. But she is, I think, slowly coming back from vacation. I don't know. So there's going to be videos.
She ever went.
But she is trying to suggest that she is somehow super stunning and brave, you guys, because look at what she wrote. She said, don't worry about the gag order in the Charlie Kirk case. I plan to violate it on the world's behalf.
She's stunning. She is stunning and brave.
Things I've discovered this past week are enough to burn the house down. And by house, I can only assume she means Charlie's love, his baby, Turning Point USA. She says, yes, Charlie was betrayed by everyone.
Well, I mean, that's what friends do. Like if something happened to me, I would hope that you would come burn my house down.
Right. And like just tear chicks on the right to the ground, right?
Tear it all down. I mean, what the hell? Yeah, it's just constant. Look at her numbers. Look behind the scenes of the numbers because we know she's making a shit ton of money.
Oh my God, like millions per month.
A lot of money. Yeah.
So this is absurd on its face because she is not under the gag order. She was not a witness to the crime. So there is no gag order in place on her. It is utterly absurd for her to say something like that. But again, this show is all about Candace, right? When Candace figures out ways to make it about her. But the only people that are subject to the gag order are individuals actually directly associated with the case. I cannot believe that requires saying out loud, but it does.
Yeah,
So
it's
that
that whole meme. You get in there and make it about you, Candace.
yes.
You get in there. Come on. She'll do it all right.
She will find a way. She
yeah.
will find a way. So sort of on the same topic, but like tangentially so, there was Seth Dillon from the Babylon Bee, who he and Candace have had a huge falling out, as most normal people have with Candace. Their fight has been both public and ugly, and they are not friends. And so Seth Dillon recently was threatened physically, he got a death threat, which he then passed along to the FBI to investigate. And there is movement on that person who has actually threatened more people than just Seth Dillon. So it's this Klaus guy whose handle on Twitter is Zionists Are Scum.
Oh.
And he said, you're in on it too, bitch. Don't think we forgot. Conspired with foreign government about killing Charlie. We effing know you did, bitch. We're going to get you, I promise. Maybe not today or tomorrow, but you're living on borrowed time and you know it. So Seth said, you live in Houston, right? I've been in touch with law enforcement and they have some questions. And it turns out that the update is that man is Nicholas Ray, a 28-year-old Texas resident who also posted threats of violence towards Laura Loomer, Josh Hammer, and he is being extradited to Florida, where he will face multiple charges, including written threats to kill, which is not legal. You're not allowed to do that.
You can't do that. What is it with the Texas dudes like threatening to kill people? We had one of those.
Right?
Yeah,
we
what
did
is
have
it?
one of those.
Just enough with the come on, Texas, do better.
I know. So interestingly enough, the reason that this is tangentially related to Candace is because Klaus on Twitter follows a total of 5 accounts. And wouldn't you know it, one of them is Candace Owens. And this is the problem. Her words are sparking crazy people to do crazy things. And she's going to get people killed.
Yep.
That's the problem.
Yep.
I mean, there's no getting around it. She is going to get people killed.
Yep. But listen.
God, I cannot stand her.
Dollar bills.
Yeah, I got to make that money.
Mm-hmm. And then meantime, her people will come to our page and be like, you're getting 7,000 a post. You want to see what? Maybe that'd be great. I'd take it. Not getting it, but I'd take it. Maybe go behind the scenes and see what she's making. Has anybody done that? Anybody done that? Because there would like a lot of new subs, a lot of cash rolling in there from all this conspiracy stuff. Just putting it out there because people are really into that. They're really into it.
All right. So lastly, before we get to the fun stuff, we need to cover KJP, who she's still on her book tour. I thought she already did the book tour. I don't know if that was like before it was released. And now that it is released, now she's like going at it extra hard. First of all, we need to discuss
her hair,
the makeover. This is a glow down or whatever whatever you say. This is a horrible, horrible change.
Yeah, it's
horrible.
It's not good. I'm not a fan of the weave, but different hair, same bull crap is what she's spewing, but the hair, everything. She looks brighter and like she needs to go with her natural hair because the weave is not working for her. It's just not.
And there's something going on. I don't know if it's just like maybe she's wearing less makeup. I don't know. But there's something not just about the hair. There's just something about her entire appearance that is awful right now.
Yeah. It's
awful.
Like everything is like yellow or something.
It's like her soul is shaping her outward appearance because she's such a lying piece of shit.
That's the thing. It's different hair, same bullshit. She's just spewing the same old talking points. I'm like, do you think she'll ever stop doing that? Because she just keeps, oh no, I had no idea that Biden was.
He's fine. He's totally fine.
He's fine. He was so sharp. You got really?
I can't believe she's still saying that.
We're still doing this.
on Good Morning America, they slightly pushed her on it, but like not enough. And then she was on a podcast, which we'll also show a clip of, where this guy does push back and makes her look absolutely ridiculous, which I very much enjoyed. But first, here she is just insisting that Biden was completely fine to the folks at Good Morning America.
Yes, I too thought that.
And
I'm
sorry,
said,
CBS.
People said, why didn't members of his inner circle speak up about what many believe was the apparent decline of Joe Biden? And you said, you're a member of the inner circle and you never saw the decline. And after that, I wrote, how? Yeah. You even write, Karine, that you were on the plane with him going to the debate and you didn't see anything.
Well, when we were on Air Force One going to the debate, you got to remember his campaign people were on the team, his family was on the team. I actually was one of those rare trips that I didn't really see him until after the debate, even though I was on the plane. So really, I want everybody to know that I take this question incredibly seriously. I do. God. I was his White House press secretary, which means I had a role that saw him practically every day and traveled with him.
And you saw nothing.
For more than 95%. We've always said, we're not going to say, oh, he didn't age. He aged. And he poked fun at it. We always owned up. And with age comes what happens when you get older.
Which is?
But when we talk about the mental acuity, and again, I take this very, very seriously.
Yeah.
I never saw anyone who wasn't there. I saw someone who was always engaged. I saw someone who understood policy, pushed us on the policy, and also understood history. And there were times, I'll tell you the story, there were times where he would call me into the Oval Office, and I would be like, oh no, because I knew whatever he was going to ask me was going to be direct, was going to be about a story he read, about how we're pushing back, how we're pushing a message forward.
And you
Absolute nonsense.
What kills me is the absolute loyalty. You know, like she's in it to lie and win it for some reason. Like,
but why?
That's my question. I don't understand why, because she knows that it's not true. Just like Peppermint Patty knows it's not true. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they both know that this guy had full blown dementia, especially for the last, 3 years he was in office. Full blown. They were using auto pen. We all know. Everybody knows it. Okay.
So but I guess that's why, right? Because if they owned up to that, they would have to own up to the fact that they covered for him for 4 years.
Yeah. They would be an accomplice, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So what else? They have no choice except to pretend everything was fine.
It's just nuts. The loyalty to the lie.
Mm-hmm. And this guy, I know I've seen his face before. I cannot remember his name, but he had her on a podcast where her face was like this in the camera.
Have you seen Junior's grades?
Yeah, which just made everything about her glow down more pronounced. It's not okay. But here she is just lying some more.
Have legislative wins.
Sure.
And
he
that
didn't talk about him that well, though. He couldn't talk about them. He wasn't campaigning.
No. Wait, first of all, he did talk about them. Whether it broke through or not, he did. Tim, he did talk about.
I mean, he talked way less to the press than Donald Trump does. Way less. And he wasn't out there at all. He wasn't good off the cuff. He wasn't doing press conferences. Let's just be real. Like, he didn't do night events.
Tim, that's not true. Tim,
it is true.
All of it. That's what you're doing. No, you're telling me he didn't talk well about it. Then you're telling me he didn't talk at all.
He didn't do either. He didn't talk very often, and when he did, it wasn't very good. He sounded very old.
You weren't paying attention to what we were doing at the White House. But
I paid attention. I'm with you on the policies. I'm talking about his performance.
The president spoke to the American people a couple times a week. He traveled and did domestic travel and talked directly to the American people.
What a load of crap.
And nothing was unscripted. Everything was scripted with Biden. Mm-hmm. Everything. He could never go in and do what Trump does, which is just, fly by the seat of your pants and do things in a very transparent way. Everything had to have a script because he was
in big font, like the giant font.
He was a puppet. And he's like, what way do I go on the stage? I have no idea what I'm doing. I just shit my pants. That literally is what he did. He held his first solo press conference after 64 days in office. Okay. And then Trump, he held 2 press conferences on his first 2 days in office.
He just talks to the press literally every day. He takes questions every day.
Every day. Like even Caitlin Collins, remember? We did a clip of her a couple weeks ago where she's like, he's like, He's the most accessible president in the history of the United States. Like he talks to the press all the time.
Constantly.
Biden did not do that. He was a puppet. It was Weekend at Bernie's. We all know it. Quit lying.
She is such a liar. It's unreal how easily that line comes to her. So same guy was asking her directly, are you seriously saying that you think that President Biden could have been president through 2028? Are you seriously saying that? And here she is.
What a nightmare.
Like the notion that this person was up for being president to 2028 was up for the communications responsibility of this job and fighting. No, well, if he won again, he would have to have been president all the way till 2028. I think that's an absurd thing to suggest that he could have been president. Do you think he could have been president in 2028?
I can't speak to that. Here's what I.
Well, obviously, no. But so was he up for it though? I guess. I just big like he didn't have the vigor for this fight.
Let me. We have to rewind the tape a little bit and not be revisionist historians here, because no. But
she's impossible to talk to like a reasonable person because she only knows how to lie.
Yep, she is like a pit bull, just like gripping onto that lie and not letting go. She won't let go.
Gosh, she's awful, which is why we need some animals, some fun stuff. And we're going to kick off MyPillow Toks today with what it looks like on one of those buses that pick up dogs randomly and then like take them to a dog park. Like I love those buses so much. And so you're going to see the first half of this clip is what it looks like when the dogs are on their way to the dog park. And then the second half is what it looks like on their way home.
Oh my God.
So excited.
I need to drive that bus.
Can't you just smell it?
Oh God, look at the one in the front. Looks like Theo. He's like, we're so tired.
Now it's just like,
we're so tired.
Isn't it sweet?
It's the sweetest.
They're so exhausted.
Coda could never get on that bus. He would just be wrecking everything, bald swinging. It would just out of control. I know. Where do we apply for that job, Myrtle Morgan? Where? I would totally drive that bus.
Oh my God, so precious.
So
also, you may think you're cool, but you will never be as cool as this guy.
Oh my God.
That was a guy with a Maker's Mark meerkat
sweater. It's just, where did he even get that sweater? That's what I want to know. Is there a meerkat sweater shop? What is that?
Oh my God. I don't know, but I love that so much.
I cannot. He's just like standing there. You want one, don't you?
Oh my God. I would love a meerkat. Are you kidding?
She loves meerkats. The one that like sits on her shoulder as she's driving down the road in her convertible. Yeah.
Yeah. And it has to have a whiskey sweater for sure.
Totally.
Without question. Next up, you're going to see two of the laziest dog fighters ever. This is like peak lazy dog.
Oh my God, I love them. Are those little basset hounds?
I don't know. Are they beagles? Maybe. I don't know.
They look like baby bassets. They're so cute. So mushy.
They're like, I hate you so much, but I'm not going to get up.
I'm not getting up. She's tired.
And then lastly, we've got a couple clips of cats being complete dicks. And so this first one, I don't know if it's AI or not. I don't want to think it is because I feel like this could legit happen because cats are such dicks.
Yeah.
But you know how they make the biscuits? They do the thing where they make the biscuits. This cat is actually making biscuits, which is why I don't know if it's real. But regardless.
Yeah.
Regardless. The whole.
Totally AI, but I love it. But I absolutely love it. You know what? And I'm getting a little bit freaked out by all this AI floating around.
There's
on
so
social
much.
media. There's too much of it. I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
I don't like it at all, you guys.
I don't like it either, especially like the animal videos. Like
Right.
why? Why are you going to make that up? You know
Why
what
are
I
we
mean?
doing this? Yeah, just stop. Just stop with it.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
now I know this next one is real though. This one is
Okay.
real, and it
All
is an
right.
orange cat, which is how you know it's real because orange cats are like the masters of being dicks. And it's so quick that I have it on repeat 3 times because it amused me that much. Because it's so great. Typical orange cat doing a bad thing and then being pissed off about it.
Who did this? Who did this?
Oh!
Who did this?
He's like, I'm fat. That's whatever the get.
Who did this?
The dog is like, she's gonna blame it on me. I know it. She's gonna blame it on me.
Right?
Stupid cat. It's the bane of my existence.
Oh my God, I love that so much. All right, we have 2 thank yous to give, and it's super cute because it's a couple that is married and celebrating their 25th anniversary, and they each sent each other like a happy anniversary message, which is so precious. So first it's Matt Napier, who said, wishing my unbelievably awesome wife, Sarah, a happy 25th anniversary. Happy 25th next month, Mock. That's right, because it's my wedding.
That's
25th
right.
anniversary next month. Please apply this to the Kangaroo Fund. I will send the other $6,975 the top secret way.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Oh my God. And then Sarah Napier also sent in $25 saying, we love watching you ladies every day, hoping you could give a shout out to my husband, Matt, for our 25th wedding anniversary. We might not see this on our actual anniversary. We flew to Boston to have dinner at the restaurant where we had our very first date.
Oh my gosh, you guys, that is so darling. Happy anniversary. That is
Isn't
just the
that
most
the
precious.
cutest?
Yes. So
I love them
cute.
so much.
I do
Roth
too.
Lady Wright on Local said, my coat defense came yesterday. So excited. Got powder and balm. My poor 15-year-old Yorkie, Hallie, keeps getting little spots on her. I'm praying the balm works. We think she has cancer.
Oh,
she's my baby, and I love her more than my kids most days. She doesn't think she's a day over 12. LOL. Love you, chicks. It takes me back to the old wise words, nana, nana, poo-poo, stick your head in doo-doo. Even a 5-year-old understands and thinks it's funny, referring to the video.
The poop meme. It's just a poop meme. Grow up.
I mean, grow up.
Grow up. Yeah.
All right, now you.
Tim Foolery. Granddaughter has arrived. Kaya Rose Olsen is the newest chick on the right. Pronounced Kaya. I got it right. Kaya?
Well,
no, Kaya.
Kaya.
Kaya. I got it wrong. Pronounced Kaya. COTR family is growing. Oh, I love that.
Love
Beautiful
it.
name. Kaya Rose. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Marcy Perilous. Good morning, Mock and Daisy. Here's a little something for your coffee. Fun. Have a wonderful day. Much love. Thank you, Marcy.
Thank you.
Shelly Bolton. Good morning. Happy 64th birthday to my handsome and wonderful husband. I am so incredibly blessed. Happy birthday to him. It's very sweet. Cynthia Shorten. You guys are the best way to start my day. Thanks for the morning dose of sanity and fun. Thank you for being here, Cynthia. We appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
Jennifer No just wrote a bunch of, she should put a bunch of kangaroo emojis in there because I see where that's going. I got to figure out what's going on with the kangaroos, you guys. Oh, God, so much pressure. Jennifer No, I am finally sort of awake to watch the live show. I have no clue why my finger got stuck on the kangaroo emoji on my previous super chat. Very, very strange. I have to go now, but I love you both. Heart emoji, kangaroo emoji. Jennifer. Teresa Raimundo, I love the Van Halen reference. I don't think Tim Miller is allowed to backtalk a woman of color. The defenders of the WOC,
women of color,
are gonna come after Tim. Love you, chicks. Yeah, Teresa. The Van Halen reference was, have you seen Junior's grades? Hot for Teacher. Have you guys ever seen Hot for Teacher in the beginning of the video? That's like really close. Do you remember?
Yes.
I'm glad you got it, Teresa. You're probably the only one. Jennifer, no. I don't know what those are. I can't see those.
Are
cats? Cats. It's just cats.
Maybe they're meerkats. Is it
I see just a bunch of. I don't think meerkats are an emoji.
Oh, really? They're not important enough. They're not notable enough.
They're not notable enough. Like chicks on the right, they're not notable enough to put on Wikipedia and/or an emoji form. So, Jennifer, thank you for those emojis. You guys were bringing it in.
Oh my gosh,
everybody! You know who's notable? Our community. That's who's notable.
So notable, man.
You guys are
there should be a
awesome.
Wikipedia page that just says "Chicks on the Right Community."
That's what it should be. Just you guys, because you guys rock. You guys have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Hello, beautiful people. This is the Chicks on the Right's Indian correspondent. Thank you for watching or listening. Be very sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on all of their delicious content. Okay, thank you. Come again.